the markets bottomed? Have we bottomed? The VIX is going crazy. The UVXY, which is the volatility index, is going crazy and finished on a spike this afternoon going into earnings. So what happened in earnings that makes me say that some stocks have bottomed? And I'll repeat it because it might be hard for you to hear. Some stocks have bottomed. So let's talk about some stocks that came out with earnings, and let's talk about some stocks that will have demand. So first, MAT, Mattel. Why? Mattel was up 10% today, 3% after hours based on earnings. But they have two suitors, two people or companies from private equities want to come in, they want to buy Mattel and take Barbie, that's the toy they make, take Barbie and all the other toys, take it private. Meta, people were worried. Meta had user loss. Remember, Netflix had users lost. So what happened? Meta surprised. I told you they might surprise to the upside. Zuckerberg's pretty sneaky. They missed for 2 straight quarters. Had the institutions worried. Institutions been selling off Facebook. It's down 52%. 52% this year. It's crazy. Guess what? It's up 13% after hours. That will likely continue. Qualcomm, chip maker. People were expecting, okay, shortage because they can't produce fast enough. Guidance will suck based on China and the world markets. No, not at all. Qualcomm actually up 4.3% after hours, and guidance going forward was good, and they beat. Next, Pinterest, users up, user time up, Pinterest up 10% after hours. It was down 3% today. So a 7% move higher when you combine today and after hours. That's pretty decent. Tomorrow, you've got Amazon and Apple. So just off of the numbers we spoke about so far, Apple's up about 1% after hours. Amazon's up a little more. Next, one of my favorites that I took a shot on today, Ford. Why did I play Ford? Because GM beat earnings and GM came out with good balance sheet and good information. Ford's got a lot of money to invest in EVs. They're coming out with the F-150 in electric vehicle form, which is the most popular truck to U.S. citizens. So yes, I like Ford. It's up about 2.5% after hours. Then we've got PayPal. I'm assuming they didn't report yet because they're only up 2.29%, which is probably the effect of either Visa, MasterCard, or the other tech stocks. But PayPal will be reporting. I'm waiting to see what happens. One of the ones I like to follow, Affirm, AFRM. They do not have earnings, but if PayPal moves up 10%, I expect Affirm to move up 8%. If PayPal disappoints and moves down 12, 15%, I expect Affirm to move down 10, 15%. Anyway, that's next. Again, MasterCard was up 5% off Visas. Chipotle, CMG, great food provider, up 2.6% flat after hours. But understand, McDonald's is coming out with earnings, and I think they're coming out with earnings on Thursday. And I actually expect McDonald's earnings to be pretty impressive. Store over store, probably on the increase. Yes, they will suffer with their stores that they have in Russia or China because of lockdowns and rising food costs. But you have to understand, when you're as big as McDonald's, or when you're as big as Apple, when you need equipment, your supply line, when you need things, when you need to save on labor and other costs, McDonald's, they're more likely than less likely to have it figured it out and surprise to the upside. The same way I thought PayPal, the same way I thought Facebook might surprise to the upside.
Pinterest got me.
Pinterest, I would not have played with anybody's money. Pinterest, I really don't know that much about it. However, I do know that last quarter when Pinterest came out with earnings, I think they went up 24%. And that stock, just like the other tech stocks, have been beaten down. Let's get back to the question. Does it mean that we've hit rock bottom? Well, you all know what PEs are. And if you don't, you need to watch one of my other videos. But it's price over earnings. It's basically the way that Wall Street, banks, institutions, investors as a whole value stocks. They look forward and they say, okay, this stock is projecting $10 a share next year. This stock is saying it's going to happen because of so and so and so and so. And you look at the data that goes in. That's why the forecasting is so important. So you look at the forward PE. Now, before Facebook took this pop, Facebook, after last earnings, when it got rocked, the PE went down to 18. And I said,
holy shit.
PEs on SPY companies, much less a Facebook that has an audience that's just humongous. That's ridiculous. And what happened? They hit Facebook down more. Now, big institutions, I know some people that bought in at $202. What happened after that? Went back to 187. What happened after that? It actually went to like 172 today. So just because big money is buying in at 202 or 192 or 187 doesn't mean Facebook could go lower. Facebook went lower. They're happened to be up 13% after hours. Let's just check that out. Now they're up 14% after hours. But let's revisit here. They're at $200 flat right now. Again, the institution, actually hedge fund I know, started purchasing at $202. So they're still down, and other institutions as well.
I have to calm down now.
With that said, please stick with me. Watch the next video. I'm dropping knowledge all the time.